Yeah, that started and it's automatically recording. Okay.
That's on. Beep,
on,
beep, beep.
Recording. Beep it again.
Go.
Oh man, these little shortcuts that Google puts us on are quite interesting.
When you said avoid motorways, I didn't know you meant avoid paved roads.
Google thought, this guy wants to save 3 minutes of driving. Let's put him on there. Hey everyone, I'm excited to be off on a road trip. Scooter road trips are my favorite type of adventure in Taiwan, and this is a very special road trip because I will be doing it all on electric power. Joining me is my friend John, who is also riding a GoGoRo S2 Adventure, and we will be filming the entire trip with the equipment that we carry on these two bikes. This will be our fourth scooter Huandao together, and he's the one who has filmed most of the drone footage that's been posted on my channel over the past few years. How are you feeling, John?
I'm great, thanks. It's absolutely fantastic to be back here on a scooter again in Taiwan. The roads here are simply beautiful. We just don't have roads like this in the UK.
Hopefully this weather will remind you of home though. There's a big storm coming in from the east, and we're right in the middle of it. As the weather kept getting worse, I started to question our plans for camping. So we decided to spend the evening at a local night market and check into a cheap hotel instead.
Dangbing, baby.
That thing is the reason I get up in the morning in Taiwan. So good.
We have a dangbing obsession, don't we?
After our favorite breakfast, we headed to Datong to visit Fanfan Hot Spring and take a trip down memory lane. Hey look, this is where all those watermelons were on our first road trip.
Is that in that valley?
Yeah, so we came off the mountain and then this whole area here was just watermelon.
Where are all the melons gone?
What happens is that these fields here flood every year during the typhoons, and those floods, it brings down a lot of nutrient-rich sediment from the mountains and it covers up these fields. And then in the wintertime and springtime, they dig it out and start again, and it's really good soil for watermelons because it's kind of sandy and the water sort of drains away. All right, we're now almost at Fanfan Hot Spring. The locals in the village, they made this bridge this year because the water level's a bit high, and they made it just so that tourists could come and enjoy the hot spring. I think it's really quite a nice thing to do. Thanks, guys. Fanfan Hot Spring is a great place to enjoy the day, but we had a lot of road to cover in front of us, and the weather didn't look like it's going to be in our favor. So after a nice soak, we got back on the bikes and headed south.
So Rocco, here we come.
All right. But the weather got worse and worse and worse and worse. Just as we neared the beach though, the rain finally relented. We couldn't believe our luck as we drove out onto the sand and looked for a place to set up our tents. So I forgot chopsticks, but it's not the first time I've been in this situation before. Pretty simple. Just makes them out of wood, and it works. The storm came back, but hot food, cold beer, and a big campfire helped us ignore the wind and the rain for a little while.
Well, it's part of the story.
It is. This is what happens. We always make the best of it, right? But when we climbed into our tents that night, both of us were hoping that the rain would stop by the morning. Good morning, everyone. This is the third day of our road trip. We're at beautiful Dong Ao Beach, one of the places I camped at many times because I just really like it here. It finally stopped raining, which is nice. I think we'll have a few minutes to pack up. It's Gonna be one of those days.
Yeah, it's beautiful, people. Another beautiful rainy day in Taiwan, but what can you do?
You just gotta roll with it.
Oh, here's the big tunnel where it's always different weather on the other side. This is the one I was talking about earlier, where you go through this tunnel and then the weather on the other side is completely different. What do you think? Sunny on the other side?
Definitely. Oh look, blue sky.
Really?
No, if anything, it's even worse.
Yeah, well, it's always different.
We drove through the rain for another hour, until all of a sudden, and without warning, we came out of a tunnel to the most beautiful sight in the world. Sunny skies and dry pavement.
A tunnel, a changing tunnel.
Now, yeah, that was it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, look at the water. Oh,
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
oh my
Wow,
God.
look at the road.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah, this is why we go on scooter trips. This is what it's all about, man, right here. Ah, I love this.
From here on out, we were on top of the world.
These cliffs are spectacular. Do you know anything about them?
Yeah, so it's quite amazing here, actually. These cliffs go 800 meters up, and then they fall straight down into the sea. And the reason is that this corner of Taiwan is the southern tip of the Ring of Fire, coming all the way from Japan, this line of islands and volcanoes. So we have this really hard metamorphic rock, and the sea just crashes against it. And over millions of years, it cuts it and it's fallen down into really sharp edges. Oh, it's just spectacular. Soon we found ourselves at the entrance to Taroko Gorge. Things were looking up, and as we drove through the spectacular canyon with the 1,000-meter walls on both sides, we enjoyed every minute of it.
It's hard not to look up when you're driving here.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's just
it's
like,
amazing.
wow, it's just so imposing. I mean, the river cut this, right?
Water's so powerful.
That is one hard-working river.
H2O, baby.
After all the rain on the way up here, neither of us took this dry weather for granted. Just kept riding and riding, past Tiansha, past Wenshan. The canyon walls disappeared below us, and the valley opened up to reveal the wonders of the central mountain range. We probably would have just kept going up forever, except not far past Shibao, around 32 kilometers in and 1,000 meters up, the road was blocked by a landslide. This is a common occurrence on the Central Cross Highway.
这样会多久吗？1个小时。好，谢谢。
In the beginning of this trip, it was really raining a lot, and it was cold, and we are just really happy that we just stuck through it. Taiwan is such a beautiful place, and experiencing Taiwan on a scooter, I think, is the best way to experience it.
Especially Taroko, there's no better way
Yeah.
to travel through Taroko Gorge other than on a scooter.
John and I, we came through this road a few years ago on our first road trip, and we really, really loved it. We really enjoyed it. But if you had told me then that,
We'll be driving electric scooters.
yeah, I would not have believed it. This is really, really cool. So happy to be on this road again, and so happy to be doing it in Gogoro. It's absolutely fantastic drive up here. John, do you have anything you'd like to say to the audience or people who've been going on a road trip for the first time?
Make sure you bring waterproofs and a waterproof jacket mainly. But you must take it slow and visit as many places as you can. It's better to plan a massive list, and then you get to wherever you get to go, you can have a contingency.
We always make a lot of plans, and then when we actually go, the places we visit are only marginally resembling the places that we planned, and some of the best memories are from things that happen spontaneously. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Join us next week when we go from Hualien to Kaohsiung. I knew
the good weather wouldn't last.